Guys, welcome back to another episode of Outtake Media's podcast. We still got to think of a name
Comment.
to actually name the podcast because I think Outtake podcast doesn't sound
Kind of
good.
sounds boring, right?
But
I was thinking the Outtake show.
that sounds good too.
The Outtake show.
So today we're here with Monica and Liz. Can you explain you guys what you guys do? I don't want to.
Yes, so my name is Monica and I'm a real estate broker.
My name is Liz Quintana and I'm a mortgage lender.
Is that the proper
Real estate
list
broker.
worker?
Mhm.
Okay,
Learning
interesting.
something
interesting.
new.
I just, I mean, like we said, we kind of wanted to be a conversation, but I just wanted to know how you guys got into it. Like, what led you to what you do now?
So me, it was a lot to do with my dad. He does construction, so he's been fixing houses for 20 years, and I was always exposed with him. Like, I would go with him to clean the houses whenever they gutted them. So I would go and help him clean or help him take out the garbage or help him, like, demolish the homes. So we were in and out. And then same with, like, any repairs that he would always do at people's houses, we would go, me and my brothers. And so he's mainly the reason why, because I was always exposed to houses growing up.
Stay
So
within the same, like,
yeah.
realm.
Mm-hmm.
And you?
Me, it was because I decided to get into it because of my parents, really, too. Because I used to do something completely different, HR. I changed careers. But I liked it because, it's all started when I bought my house. When I bought my house, that opened the door to that because my realtor is like a family friend that I used for my house. So he kind of said, hey, why don't you join my team? And I looked into it, but I liked the mortgage side better. And then the reason why it's also about my parents is because my mom had actually told me, like, oh, you should do real estate way before I even went to college. But I was like, I don't know. And then since he told me about it, how it was like something that was very flexible, I like the fact that it's so flexible. You can work around your schedule. You basically work for yourself.
Yeah.
And then my parents too, like, they have some rentals, so I liked it for that reason. And then another reason is because when I got a house, my experience wasn't all that with my lender. So that's why I decided to go
For
towards
a
the
better
lending
experience.
side.
Mhm.
Yeah, because I want to give people a better experience.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
That-
Felt that for real. So earlier, actually, I was talking about it with my girl, and we're thinking, because I had someone message me, and so he went through college for everything and he went through the whole 4 years of college and learned how to become a filmmaker, basically. And I was telling her, I'm like, it's crazy how I dropped out 2 years in. And I'm doing what I'm doing, and now he's hitting me up asking me if he can come. Well, I was gonna tell you this about too. He's asking me if he can come.
No comunica conmigo.
Disculpa, fue fue.
Hasta ahorita se me
Hasta ahorita
acordé.
se-
It's
Me
the end of
acordé.
Outtake.
Pause this.
No, so it's just like I was just reflecting on it. I'm like, it's crazy how I dropped out and I learned everything that I did just by doing it, and now someone who went to school for it is contacting me to see if he can come watch us work and learn from it and just gain experience. So I wanted to ask you guys kind of the ways to get into real estate, if you can explain that a little bit. So, like, do you have to go to school? Can anyone just do it, you know?
As far as the realtor side, yes. So you basically just take the classes, you take the exam, both the national and the state exam. As soon as you pass
And
that,
you
can
need
join.
both in order to do it?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then that's on for every state. So, like, there's some states where if I wanted to, I could go and get licensed there too, and then work, you know, in multiple states. But that's basically it in order to join a brokerage. And then once you join, then you can start selling houses, like, you know, basically start the process. As far as anybody joining, yes. I mean, at least with me, you really just basically need money to start because it is a lot of investing at the beginning. You're not making anything for the first couple months because I'm sure a lot of people don't make sales right away too. So if you're lucky, obviously you might get one or two or a lot, you know, at the beginning. Other than that, it's a lot of money, and it's a lot of like fees that you do have to pay at starting. But obviously, as you continue working, it'll pay off.
Well, it's like any job, you know, like you start at wherever you start at.
That's
You,
zero.
you don't know what you're getting into till you actually try it. So
Yeah.
But I feel like that kind of discourages people too. Like they kind of are happy to do something, and then when they get there or whatever, they're like, it's not going how I went. So,
Yeah. Well, especially
trucking.
especially
Yeah, he just got into trucking. He has a CDL.
Yeah.
Oh.
So
Okay.
it's like, I mean, I thought it could be easier because it's just driving all day, but it's a fucking bitch. Man.
especially if you drive out the state and
Well,
you
I don't
get-
do out of state.
Yeah.
But it's a bitch just because it's long ass hours and it's actually really tiring. Like mentally, it's
I could
tiring.
never
Yeah,
drive for
but
that
I'm
amount.
like, hopefully we take off a little bit more and I can just do that full time.
Yeah.
And I want
You will.
I want to pick your brains today because I want to get into real estate. Like save up a
like-
good amount and
Mhm.
I want to do a few flips, few rentals. And
That's
It's definitely worth it.
That's like I've had a bunch of plans of goals that I want to do
Mhm.
in life, and that's another thing I want to do, like real estate. Just have like
Mhm.
properties. I've been watching a lot of YouTube because YouTube is what I do, you know. So I'm always
Mhm.
on there finding new channels, see what they're doing, see what
Yeah.
you know the quality is for them, so it could work for us, you know. So I stumbled upon this guy called Ben Mala. I don't know if you guys. Yeah, that guy.
I was
He's
watching his
hilarious. Like his YouTube channel, basically, is just him going around buying like $10 million properties or
Mhm.
like buildings or you know stuff like that. So
To like flip them or
Yeah.
rent them.
How hard is it to get into that? Like, so
Um,
like if I have to, if I want to do, let's say a like flip a house and maybe not like a super expensive house, how much do I need in order to?
Well, it depends, because if you're gonna finance it, let's say you get it for super cheap and you decide to finance it, you might just need about like 3 to 5%, you know, or even like
Like
20.
if it's like the FHA and all that?
Yeah. So
If I say anything wrong, just correct me because I'm pretty
like
fucking dumb.
obviously you
Although-
would have to do obviously you would have to
the
do
whole
like
podcast is correcting me.
like you would have to say like it's an investment. But another thing is, like, if for example if you buy a duplex and you're gonna live in one and then you're gonna rent the other, you're technically living in the property, so you could get a loan where you will be occupying the property. Versus
And
if
do
it's
like at
just
least a year or something like that.
that I'm not too sure. I don't know how exactly how long
I'm just
that
I'm
would
just
be on the
saying
loan.
based on what
I mean, it's because it depends.
Corrected.
There's so many loans.
for the
There's,
counter of how many times I get
there's
corrected.
so many
Corrected.
ways that you could go about it. So there's just not one way. There's so many different ways. Yeah, you might have to live in it for a year, depending on what loan you go with. If
Okay.
it's a conventional loan, yeah, it's gonna be a year. But I like the fact that you guys asked about, like how to get into it. And the fact that you guys are talking about wanting to get into it to invest, because a lot of people, from my experience so far, I feel like a lot of people who want to get into real estate to invest, sometimes they get confused and think that they have to get into it as in like a career, like what we do, to be an investor, and you don't. It's a completely different thing. And I feel like it's important for people to understand that.
Like
It's
in
two
like,
worlds.
Like that's in like you don't
agree.
need a
You don't
license or
have to
anything?
be in
Yeah.
real. You don't have to be an
No.
agent. You don't have to be a lender
Yeah.
to
I-
become
well,
an investor.
basically, if I wanted to buy something, I would have to go through you guys, right?
Yeah,
Right.
that's what I was gonna say too, because like
Pay no,
50
hell no.
50%.
Well, I mean, they're doing.
Well, you don't
Nah,
you don't
play,
pay
I'm
me.
playing.
The sellers pay us. Well, like as far as like
Oh,
the
okay.
you know the
That makes sense.
broker. But what I was gonna say is like in this field, both on realtors and lenders, about 50% of the realtors and lenders actually continue doing this because it is so difficult. And that's why, you know, a lot of people are like, oh, it's so easy. You just show houses and, you know, submit the offers, get them accepted and close and get your money. I wish it was just that. It's a lot
I
more.
bet.
You do have to know about the inspections, the appraisal, what to do if anything happens. That's why I tell everybody it's better to go with somebody that's experienced. I know someone's like, oh, well, this person just started, so I'm going to go with them. But then they're calling me, hey, Monica, they don't know what they're doing. So that's one thing, too. Like, you need experience in this field because it's not just like a pair of shoes that you're getting, you know, it's a
It's
house.
like the same thing that they tell like a video person. It's like you just press record and then
Yeah.
kind of
Talking
just
about
chop
video.
it up. Well, plus,
That's probably what they tell you, too. You just click the camera.
And
Yeah.
then
Nah, they don't
you're,
look at
the video's
editing.
done. But actually, you got to take the files and do all this other stuff. And it's like same thing with you guys.
Yeah.
With
And-
everything, I think.
It's like I remember
Yeah.
you said that um, like you'll stay late, making those contracts or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, so
You
it's,
have to.
I'm up on sometime.
Oh.
Well, I don't make them. I just fill
You
them
have to
out, but I
fill
have
them
to send them out. Or sometimes I'm like uploading stuff into the MLS like late at night because I had to do whatever, or I want to get it up before the morning, because obviously that's when it'll pop up and everybody will start getting the search when they're getting their houses. So I always like to be proactive and I want to get it out as soon as possible, so we can sell it. Like the house I listed this morning, literally I listed it as soon as I woke up. I put it up in the MLS, fixed up whatever I needed, got the pictures, and then it went up, and now I'm sure we're gonna get
Can you define what MLS is?
multiple listing service, but it's basically just like a portal where as soon as you list the house with any realtor, it'll go up into that portal, and then everybody
And
who's
anyone can see, or just a realtor?
no, so just the people who are working with
Oh,
realtors.
Okay, that's what.
But-
that's one of the questions I wanted to ask. Like, I remember I hit you up like a couple weeks ago because we're actually trying to find a space to like something like this to like work out of. Yeah, we got bigger goals.
With better computers.
We get something smaller.
But yeah, because it's like I could go on whatever website, but I was thinking like they must have like a bigger database, where they look at things that are not even listed yet.
Yeah.
And
So-
you can find just it's not just stuff they're selling, right? It's also like renting and leasing and all that.
Yeah, we do for like residential. I don't really do rentals.
Okay.
I usually just refer them out to my colleagues. I don't have anything against them. It's just that I feel like I don't have time. It's no, but the thing is that it's still very time consuming, especially with rentals. They're easier, but I'd rather focus mine on like
On something
home buyers and my sellers and stuff. I'll still do them for a couple people. Like if they tell me, hey, I need this like as soon as possible. Otherwise, I think it's better for me to just refer them, and they'll probably get better service with my colleagues because they do have more time, and it is a lot of explaining and everything too. So, but yeah, we do rentals. I'm starting more to get into commercial and land, just because I have a lot of people that with semi trucks that want land to park their semis and everything. So it's there's some semis because they have multiples. Yeah.
So now let's talk with Liz because I feel like she hasn't said anything.
Well, you guys are asking
No,
questions that are Monica questions. That's
Well,
why.
we don't have to just
Cruising
ask
out.
questions. We can, if you have something to say.
Well, you're the number.
You can put your input.
You basically
Loans.
Or if you have a question. No.
Do you have a question for Monica?
Yeah. When do you guys want to buy a house?
Hopefully.
Oh.
Hopefully.
So we just bought our house, but we're looking forward to buy another house. Is there like this is basically your question because like what do you see now? Like I come to her and then she sends everything to you, but you see that I have a house now. Like, can you guys still give loans for that for
Yeah, you can.
another property?
Yeah, you can have multiple loans, multiple properties, as long as you qualify.
Okay.
As long as the money is there, like we like to say, show me the money. if you have what we need, then we can give you loans all day.
So what would be like the requirements? Like, let's say I come in and I have like a decent credit. What's the next like thing you
So
look at?
it's not just about the credit. A lot of people think it's all about the credit, but that is part of it, the biggest thing. But it's your credit, your income, and then other debts you have.
Okay.
So if you have a mortgage, we have to make sure that you're going to be able to afford those two mortgages, and you have to also say, well, what are you going to do with the house you have right now? You have to be able to explain what are you going to do with the house you have, and what are you going to do with the one you're getting. So are you going to turn it into a rental, or is it going to be an investment property? You have to be able to explain that, and then that's how we have to figure out how we're going to go about it.
Do I physically need to live there? Like, Or
In
in like the house that I wanna,
the new one,
the new one.
it depends. If you're going to want to make it an investment home, like to rent, then you're not gonna have to live there, but it would be considered an investment loan.
Mm.
If you're going to turn the one you currently live in into a rental, then you would move into the new one,
Okay.
and then you could get like a residential loan, not an investment loan.
Okay. Yeah, because I want to get like a smaller one, and kind of rent it.
So then it would be an investment loan, and that's another thing that's really important. You have to be able to explain, like if you have a big house right now, and then you're gonna downsize, you have to be able to explain why. So that's why a lot of times people say like,
Yeah, banks are crazy. Like,
I mean,
they-
they're giving. Not
yeah,
giving,
they have to be like obviously very protective of their money. But
Make
when
sure
I
they get-
when
they're
I
gonna
bought
get
my house, like, I mean, I had a Jeep and then I traded in my Jeep and I got a truck, and that truck broke down like 2 days later, and I literally had to explain by detail what happened with my trucks and why I was opening loans and closing them.
Yeah.
It was horrible.
Yeah, and we see.
She said when I bought my house, I'm the only one here. What a fucking.
No,
But you're gonna
we're gonna
get
get you there.
Yeah, I'm young.
after this conversation, after this podcast,
Nah,
vas a
my
salir
goal
con casa.
is
Yeah,
by like
he
the end of
is.
next
It will record everything.
My goal is by like the end of next year.
Run his
And then we're gonna have another podcast
He said
with
run
his
new
screen
homeowner.
house,
All
at the
right,
house.
I'll bring my laptop.
And you're already at you guys' office.
Yeah, might as well
Might as
just
well.
give
Bust
her
out
your
the laptop.
social.
Yes, like that podcast.
¿Cuánto ganas?
That's the thing. I don't have a kind of a. I don't know if I should say something. I don't have a history of.
He has an
Let's save it for later.
No,
OnlyFans.
I'll say.
No, you
I
have
don't
it.
I don't have a large history of income because most of the work I've been doing has been like cash.
Uh huh. You have an OnlyFans. You can say
I
that.
pay taxes though. I pay taxes.
No,
Okay.
I'll
That's
help
why he
you out.
doesn't have.
What is
But
it?
now that I'm doing the trucking thing,
No,
that's a good income.
I can help you figure out like how to get there.
What, like bank statements and stuff?
Yeah, because there's like I was telling you
Well, I'm
guys,
being
there's
honest. I
different
can't afford a
loans.
house right now. But
You-
probably by the end of the year,
Yeah.
I will.
Well, before you cut her off,
Good.
what
Oh, my
what
bad.
you say? You could help him.
Oh yeah, like we can help you. Like a lot of I
Just
talk to a
one
lot
story.
of people who like they're not ready right now, but they call me
plan
and
on
they
it.
talk to me so that they can understand. Well, what do I need to do to get there? Whether it's 3 months, 6 months, a year, I have people who are preparing themselves. Like for example, I just spoke to someone kind of in your situation where he gets paid commission. He's actually one of our clients, and he gets paid commission, and he needs to have at least 2 years with that type of income so that we can count it. So as soon as he's almost there. He has 1.5 years. So as soon as he hits those 2 years, then he's ready. And
for the most part, you need those 2 years, or it just depends on.
it just depends on the way you're paid. It depends on your type of employment. It depends if you're self-employed, W-2. There's just so many different, scenarios.
I mean,
Each
'cause technically
situation is different.
I'm W-2 and self-employed.
So then it depends on what you want to, if you want to use all of your income, then, or if you just want to use your
qualify for
W-2.
more.
Like, yeah, if you want to qualify for more.
Because I'll tell you what my plan has been. I don't know if it's a smart plan, because honestly, like I kind of figured, okay, this is my plan, and as I go, I'll figure it out, right?
Mhm.
So my plan is, I want to move out for sure, because I live with my parents still.
Mhm.
So I was like, okay, I'll release a spot for like a year, and then because I just want to move out, and I'll give myself that year to be able to get a house. But in the meantime, like how I was telling you, I want to do a flip, but I need to figure out the smartest way to go into it. So maybe you guys can advise me on that. So
As far
do
sorry.
like, okay, I'll just tell you real quick. So I wanted to do a flip and then use that, whatever I make off of that, to put into buying myself a house. But I don't know what.
But the thing is, well, you said a lease, like renting somewhere.
Yeah. Just because I want to move out of.
Well, I always tell everybody, like, if you're planning to buy, and if you can buy now, it's always better
Yeah.
to just
Just
buy.
wait.
No,
Yeah.
just buy.
Oh,
Don't
fuck,
go,
just
yeah,
buy.
like don't go rent.
Because
Yeah.
rent right now is $1,500 minimum.
You're gonna end up
for
paying
a
more
condo.
than buying.
If you
Yeah.
think about it, the lease, the minimum amount that they do the time that they do the lease is probably going to be a
6
year.
months.
There's some that only do like a year. They started doing like longer terms because they want people to be there for longer.
Okay.
If you find one that's 6 months, great. But there's some like places that only lease for a year, and that's their minimum. So if you think about it, you're gonna be wasting more.
You're gonna be paying
about 20 grand.
Like, what are you gonna pay? $1,000 a month? You're gonna end up paying your
I
down
was
payment.
just saying because I don't. So I'll be open about it. I need to fix my credit. So it's not horrible, but I know it's not good
Where it
enough
needs
to
to
Well,
where-
that's one
Yeah,
thing
yeah,
too
yeah.
that a lot of people think they need to be at the 800s in order to purchase, and
Yeah,
you
and
don't.
you don't.
You know,
What do
you
have
can
to be
always.
into?
Well, it depends. It's like I said, like
It's all you.
every. Well, yeah, it's because every
Fuck, I need answers.
situation.
This is like a buyer consultation right
It's
now.
because
I told you
No,
this
it's
could be like a
because-
podcast for me type.
seriously, I think you just
We're
want.
helping you.
This is all
That's
about
titled it. That's how they're getting Leo a house.
getting. Yeah, literally.
Getting Leo.
It's because it depends. Like sometimes you can have a lower credit score, but you have to have the money so to like even it out. You know what I mean?
Okay.
If you have a really good credit score, you can have no money and qualify for like grants and
Okay.
stuff. Or
So if I can afford
so you have to
the down
balance it.
payment and the monthly thing, the credit kind of doesn't really matter.
Yeah, like it matters,
fuck,
but you
then?
can have a lower
So-
credit.
So give me a
Because-
house.
So another thing is, if you first purchase an investment property with investment loans, I
Well,
don't
you
know.
actually can't be. You have to first
You have to
own your
first
own house
own a house?
before you become an investor.
I
That
was gonna
changed.
say because if you do.
Wait, really? Because
Yeah.
I have a friend who, well, unless he did it, because he did it with his uncle, unless he did it through his uncle. Yeah, never mind.
If he
It's
was like
'cause-
the first
Yeah,
signer,
yeah,
like
yeah.
the
There's
main
just so many
signer.
ways, and then there's people that will try to tell you like, oh, I did this, but you can't compare yourself to other
Can
people.
is it possible to do, fuck, you just said I can't. So if I buy through my credit the house that I will live in, and then use my girl's credit to buy another house that we can
Yeah, you
use
can
as
always do
investment?
that. Yeah.
It doesn't matter if they're married or not. Like
No, because you can always be added to the title. Like
No.
you can be on the loan, but both you and your girlfriend can
But
be
it
on the
just
title.
can't be like the whole. You guys can probably tell me what it's called. The FHA is like the first time homeowner, right?
Yeah,
No, not just FHA. You can
So
have
there's-
first
you
time
can
there's-
do,
there's-
buyer.
but
okay.
FHA is usually if
3%
you're getting
and-
like the grants
Okay.
and everything too. Like the
No, I
takeover.
mean conventionals
I
too.
feel so fucking dumb right now.
You can also
get like the some grants. Yeah,
grants are for both. It's not. A lot
Okay.
of people think that FHA is just first time buyers, but it's not. It's
Because that's all I
both.
hear like on fucking.
It's just
TikTok
that
and-
I think people
Yeah.
associate it because FHA loans are like made for families or for people with like not so good credit.
Like lower income.
Like
type
yeah,
too?
people who
Okay.
are starting off, but it's not always the case.
what I think would probably be like ideal for you, because that's what you want to do, is maybe getting into like a 2-unit, where you can live in one of the
And then
units
just rent
and
the
then
one.
just rent the
The
other
other
one,
side.
and then
Later
find
on
out obviously
buying-
how much you like, how long you have to live there for.
But then for that, I would obviously need probably like either more income or bigger down payment because
If you do an investment, yeah, with any
Yeah.
investment.
No, but the thing is, if you do like what Monica's saying, that's a great idea because since you want to start off as an investor immediately, you can if you buy like a 2-unit, you can live in one and rent the other, and you don't have to wait, and you can actually qualify for like a conventional or FHA loan right away.
Okay.
That doesn't have to be an investment loan because as long as you're living in it, then it's considered a residential loan.
Okay. And if I move out of there,
You can move out
It
within a
doesn't-
year.
okay.
If
and
if
it'll
it's
still be the same loan or.
Yep, yeah. For 30
Oh.
years or 15 years, whatever you decide to do.
So question: if I wanted to do that, right, the 2-unit, what do you suggest my income should be and my down payment? I know you're gonna say it depends.
Well, it's
But like-
you
but
know
like
how
you-
many times people try to
But if
ask
you
me
can give
to
okay,
give.
let's say how much
She's
is the
like-
2-unit?
Here we
usually
go.
for? How
No.
much does a 2-unit usually go for?
It depends what area.
Yeah, it
Oh my
depends
God,
on
it
the
depends,
price.
bro.
It depends on the
'Cause,
area.
like,
It depends on
Okay,
so many
let's say I
things.
want to buy
I guess
it.
it doesn't. They can't give you the answer because
Yeah,
I guess
We don't know the details. We
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
to do.
So like here
Yeah.
in
If I can
Aurora,
afford it now.
Well,
So, like,
we
here
can
in-
figure it
Yeah,
out
we'll
after
talk about it.
this.
We'll
Can you
talk
say?
about it.
Can you say like an average?
Yeah, that's what I'm
Let's
saying.
say-
Like, so like, what? Let's say I want to buy a unit. I wanted to move by like Schaumburg area. Maybe not Schaumburg, but like that area.
Schaumburg is expensive, so
I
you
know.
might be looking at a lot
But
more.
I like
But for
that
example,
area.
like Aurora, you could possibly find one for like 200, 220.
Or about like I
Um,
don't know if you're familiar with like Elmwood Park.
Mhm.
You know, Park Ridge area. I know Park Ridge is kind of pricey.
Yeah.
Oh,
You
no.
might be looking at probably like what 300,
For a 2-unit?
possibly
Really?
Now that you
280
said,
maybe. It's because it
Fucking
depends
a
on area
small-ass
too.
house in
Because
the
like
city is 300.
you're like
Okay, let's say okay, I'm buying a 2-unit.
Now that he said like area stuff, I wanted to ask this: Can you guys sell like anywhere? Like it doesn't have to be. Like,
Well, she sells. I do loans, so if I could lend in a couple states in the
Okay.
U.S. Yeah.
I only have my license here in
Oh, okay.
Illinois. Yeah.
so anywhere in Illinois doesn't
Anywhere.
matter. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could do
I-
anywhere in Illinois.
I just like to do
you
the
would have to do like the test in the other state, let's say Wisconsin.
yeah, just make sure that they do like the reciprocity where I can basically just
Transfer
go and
over.
test for their state test and then get their license in that state. But I do like I can sell anywhere. I do try to focus on like the areas close to us because sometimes if
Well,
it's
you
3
gotta drive
hours
and stuff,
away,
right?
yeah, it
Mhm.
might be too
like
far.
for Monica's, it's different because
Yeah.
like for me, I do everywhere because like I don't
You
have
can do
to.
it from like your
Right, I could
office or-
from the office, so I don't have to go show houses. So for me, I'm always open to do everywhere. I've
It's
helped
easier.
people in like Chicago and Aurora, everywhere, Plano, all over the
Yeah,
place.
I don't like Chicago.
Yeah.
Why?
It's
The properties?
parking.
Oh yeah. That's the only thing. When I went to his house,
I'm like, yo, an hour before I had to find parking for him. And I'm like,
You had to stand outside to save
and
it.
it's
Save
not
the
even
spots.
that where I'm at, cause I'm like really close to Elmwood Park, and it's not even that bad there. But
me puso el santito afuera. Nadie se llevara.
fucking
Left the
I
chair.
fucking hate people who do dips, bro. I mean, I have a garage. I don't give a shit, but it's annoying.
Y no lo dejaste que se parqueara en el garage.
It's full. What do you want me to do?
Take the stuff out.
Puso la
No, like it's full with the cars.
Oh.
So we can't. But wait, let me just ask my question.
I was just-
He's
Let
trying
me
to
finish
he just
my
wants to
interview.
become a homeowner, an investor.
I mean, maybe the audience can understand.
Yeah, I'm. That's what I was gonna say. Like
They
some
have the
people
same
have.
question.
I'll
Yes.
sacrifice my
Yeah.
situation and what I want
Put
to do.
myself out there.
It's basically.
I feel like a lot of people like have
because
that.
you don't have a home, so
Yeah.
this is dedicated. Está pobre. Pobrecito, vive
I
en
live
la
with my
calle.
parents, right?
No, you know
I'm
what?
on the will.
No, it's true though. Like I'm sure a lot of people have the same questions,
Yeah.
and a lot of people it's very common where they need to work on their credit, and it's
Yeah.
normal. Like it's a normal
I
thing.
mean, I was pretty stupid when I was young.
Well, it's because-
You're still 20 something.
I'm about
20-something.
I'm about 23, but
You
I
were
still-
the
I
youngest
started
here.
building my credit when I was 18, and I was
Yeah.
making decent money back then,
Yeah.
and I was just fucking spending.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing that. Well, that's one of the other
Well,
reasons
at
why I
least you lived.
got into.
I lived a lot.
That's one of the other reasons why I got into this is because I feel like we're not really taught about finance.
Yeah,
Financial
in my family, I
literacy is
wasn't. I had to learn
very
everything on my own.
new to
Us too.
to a lot of people, and I feel like that's why it's good to be in
It
it
is,
because we
and-
can open
and
up the door.
Another thing is that, like she said, we deal a lot or we work a lot with the Hispanic community, and they don't know about trusts. They
Yeah.
don't know about all those, estates and
They-
everything.
They know about el dinero abajo del colchón.
Yeah,
y ya.
they
That's
keep
pretty
it
much
there, but like
Actually, my mom's kind of smart.
so like one thing is like once you get the house, what to do after, because
I feel like a lot of sorry to cut you off. A lot of Hispanics, once they get a house, they kind of get stuck just paying that
Yeah,
mortgage,
and
and
they
then
don't-
they can invest in something else.
yeah, or they can't, or they don't like
Or they
really
don't
know
look
what to
into it,
do.
yeah.
Because that's another thing too. Like for example, my parents' house it's under both of their names, but if anything were to happen to both of them at the same time, me and my brothers would have to fight the state for the house because it goes to probate. So
Okay.
like I talked to my dad about that too, where if he's gonna plan on living there for a while, to make sure that we open a trust, just because you never know when anything can happen. Obviously, if like my dad were to pass away, and like obviously it would go directly to my mom because they're both on title, but if they both, like God forbid that they're in an accident or whatever, yeah, then that would be an issue, and that's what people don't understand.
Even if they have a will.
I was actually.
Even if they have a will,
So
because
what happens when it goes under? Like,
the probate, you basically have to find a probate attorney to fight for the properties
That's
or
kinda fucked
whatever
up,
they
right?
had. Yeah. So you're gonna be spending money.
I also heard that I was listening to the what is it? Ricky Smiley show?
we're not plugging anything else, right?
I was listening to another not podcast. It was in the radio, but they said that so.
I was gonna say Rick and Morty.
I was. That's what I thought. I was like una caricatura.
So they said that the daughter was living with her mom, right? And the mom was like the only person on the title, and the mom passed away, so she had to fight to stay with the house. So is that like the same thing?
Yeah. So basically, even if you do have a will and there's a title, whoever's on title, because there was nobody else there when that person passed away, you basically have to fight the state or the estate for it, because they didn't have a trust.
And you fix that with the trust then, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So what the trust does basically is just you open it with an attorney, and you tell them, I have this property, and if anything were to happen, I want this and this to happen or whatever. But that way, if it were to come down to that person passing, at least you know who, or like the state automatically knows who it's going to be going to, because you're not going to have to be fighting basically with the state for it.
So this goes to whoever lives with grandma and grandma's about to kick the leg. You better make sure she has a trust.
And she's vaccinated.
And she's vaccinated.
She's vaccinated
4 times.
For every
Hey, we're going to do a lot of clips and put them on TikTok.
For real.
It's super viral. So if you see us in the clip, follow us. Wait, can I ask my question now?
Yeah, go ahead.
He's trying to get all those questions answered today.
You should have written them down.
Okay, so let's say I'm trying to buy a 2-unit, it's $350. The whole time that they were talking, I'm like going over in my head how much.
Yeah, like what else?
How am I gonna word it?
No, how am I word it?
First it was a 2, now it's a 3.
Okay, I'm gonna buy a fucking
Next is
6
be
unit
a
combo.
5-plex
apartment building complex.
Alright, a 2-unit, right?
He's gonna buy the Willis Tower.
Okay,
Sears.
so what if I want to buy the Sears Tower?
No, okay.
Ya no se llama así, ¿o sí?
Nah.
Same with Willis.
It would always
No, I
be.
think they
Sears.
changed it to something else.
It starts
Yeah, I
with an
think it's-
asterisk.
Oh, answer
Third-
my question.
It's always going to be the Sears Tower.
Yeah,
For you?
it's always gonna be the Sears
Yeah.
Tower.
But Sears is bankrupt.
Okay.
Alright, your question was?
Se fue la luz.
Should I move it? You just gotta move the mouse, right?
Just move it, yeah.
Disculpe, no tengo.
Va por su libreta.
Okay, so let's say I'm buying a 2-unit, it's $350, right? How much down payment do I need?
Oh my god. Okay.
And Liz was
I'm not waiting for that shit.
Okay, let's go.
Liz's laugh is like very nervous.
I'm not nervous.
Laughs nervously.
Why would I be nervous? I'm ready to make you a homeowner.
The whiteboard and just...
Oh, yeah. We should
Okay, what type of loan do you want to know though? Because it depends on the type of
tell
loan.
me you're the...
Well, what
the
do
loan
you?
person.
It depends. Would it be an investment loan? Would it be a residential?
Well,
Well, let's say residential
let's say I wanna
because
live
you're
there for a
planning
year.
to live there,
Let's say I
right?
wanna leave
So-
no more than a year.
Okay, so let's say conventional because that would be your best route because you would be living in there for a year. So we'll do conventional. The minimum is 3% down. Okay, so
Oh, now we're getting to minimals. See, it changed from.
See, no.
Yeah.
It depends. See, I got you. I got you.
no, because it does depend though. It depends on the type
But you
of
just
loan.
said 3%.
Yeah, because now you're starting to tell me like, okay, if it's gonna be a residential, you're gonna live in it. Now you're giving me details. You gotta give me the details. So you would need for the minimum percent down, it would be 3% down. So how much did you say? 350?
That's 30.
So like 10 grand.
Oh, damn.
What should my income be?
Well,
What should my income be?
that's gonna be like the down payment. But
Yeah, that's not
you still
including
have, like,
closing
the
costs.
and
Yeah.
everything.
But we're just talking about your down
I'm just
payment
talking
right
about,
now.
like, okay,
Yeah.
what should my income be in order to be able to
It
give me a
depends.
range? Like, no less than this number.
No, because it depends. Look, it doesn't matter.
So if you make 26,000.
No.
No.
No,
That-
the
that's
thing
the
is,
make
the
sense.
reason
qualify
That's
for like
make
50,000.
the reason why it depends is because it depends if you have other debts. Like you
I
could be
don't.
making,
I don't.
you could be making 80 grand, but what if you have like brand new cars, like 3 brand new
Okay,
cars,
okay,
and
that's
you know what I'm
it.
saying? Like there's just so many
I'm not
different.
gonna say how much I make, but let's say I make 60, more or less.
I'm not gonna say how much.
Okay, no, that's not how much I make. Let's say I make 60, right, and I have no debt at all,
Mhm.
like nothing. can I qualify for that?
Well, does the bank see that? Oh, this guy doesn't have any debt. That's kind of fishy.
I mean,
No,
like,
that's not
I don't
that's
have
good.
You
like a
have to
car
have
payment.
trade lines.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you
like-
have
like
to
I don't
have
a
trade
car
lines.
payment or anything.
But yeah, of course, the less debts, the better for you, because then you qualify for more.
And that's the thing too,
So
that
be able to
We
qualify
because
for
we
that?
don't want you to be house poor, so we have to make
Homeless?
sure.
House what? Homeless?
Well, what we
poor,
call
like
it-
that you can't afford it.
Oh.
House poor or just poor? Just say poor.
No, that's just a term that we use. It's called house poor, like meaning that we don't want you to be like living paycheck to paycheck. We want to make sure that you're gonna have money left over. You know, that you're gonna be able to survive. Yeah, and not just survive, but that you're not gonna be tight with money, because then it's a risk, and then you can go
Yeah.
on foreclosure, lose
But
the house. We don't want you to do that.
Unit, does that help you with that, since you're going to be renting another one?
But yeah, of course.
Yeah, right.
I honestly think that's like the smartest thing to do. Like, if I could go back, because I'm a
Yeah.
homeowner, I would have done that. I would
Yeah,
have got a 2-unit.
Because you can always, like,
It's
let's
kinda-
say you get another house for just yourself, you can always just rent the 2 units and
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so
Like,
that,
and then
that-
get another
that's-
one.
That was going to be my
Dejarla
next question. Like,
rentando,
would that
yeah.
be smart?
Yes,
If I'm
that
able
is
to
very
qualify for
smart.
that,
Smart.
And
Yes.
after the year, then
the thing.
buy the house.
The thing is that like TikTok
I should've
obviously
done
tells
Yeah, that's
what
how
I'm
I
saying.
feel.
feel like
I
there's
should
a
have done
lot
that
of-
too.
It's like they make it sound so like
easy,
like you
yeah.
just do it like that, but
Yeah, it is.
I mean,
Not,
What do you mean?
You know,
like
Like
everyone
TikTok.
on
You
TikTok
know
that
how we
talks
talked
about real
about that?
estate, they're like, oh, just buy this and then you can do this and that.
And then
Well,
you can
because
cash
it-
out, refinance,
because it-
and do
Yeah.
all of that.
Because
But
it can be easy. You just have to start.
Have like the good starting points in order.
Okay,
to,
let's talk about
You
how
just
you
have
start.
to. No, wait. You just. Wait, you guys keep cutting me off, guys.
sorry.
Everybody trying to talk
She's
over
about
each
to walk out
other.
and-
Like,
Hey,
chill.
get a little- get a little
Hold-
closer to the-
chill. No, like, it's. Wait, what were we talking about? Ahora se me olvidó.
So las 16.
I can't, guys. Like, you guys gotta slow down.
Okay,
Let's.
okay.
Okay, what were you saying? You were asking something. Oh, that they make it look so
Yeah,
easy.
yeah.
And what I was gonna say is, well, because it is, once you, those people who make it look easy, it's because they've been doing this for a while. Like, you have to start. The only way you're gonna learn is if you start. Once you start, like, if you buy that 2-unit, you're gonna get into it. You're gonna see how it is. You're gonna get the feel of being a landlord, having a rental, and then you're gonna start learning the process, and it's gonna keep getting easier and easier the more you
And
do
get
it.
bigger and
Like a
bigger.
snowball effect. Those people are like that because they know what they're doing. They find ways. They try, different routes, different loans. Like, I know people who who are investors, and there's like a lot of ways you could go about it. Like what you were saying about you and your woman, how like if one gets one house and then one gets the other, a lot of people do that, and that's a really smart way of doing it, because then you're able to get more properties.
That's
Mhm.
the goal.
So, what if so I want to do this as well, but
Mhm.
Okay, now we go to this question.
but I don't have the time or the passion for it, but I still want to do it. So
Yeah.
how do I go about that?
Love that question. So I'm gonna connect. I love that question. You know why? Because there's so many people that like you that are on the same boat as you. Like they don't have the time or the patience, or they don't even want to take the time to learn because they
Yeah.
want to do other stuff.
Yeah.
Well, there's actually like ways you can do it. Like I have a friend, and he's from the city, and he's an investor, and he does this thing called the turnkey program.
Okay.
Have you ever heard of it?
No.
So basically, you're able to like invest your money and like buy an investment property, and then there's like a team, like he has a team that manages your rental property
Okay.
for you, and basically you just collect the money, and then they handle everything.
Okay.
You don't have to worry about
Yeah,
it,
that's awesome.
but they have to take a
Oh, yeah,
part of
course,
it.
Yeah.
But it's nice for people like that, because then you don't have to like be involved. You don't have to go when they need you to come and
Yeah.
look at the rental. Like, it's really cool.
That's awesome. Yeah,
I
because
didn't know you could do that.
yeah,
It's actually here in the Midwest. It's very common, and it's starting to pick up in Illinois
Okay.
a lot. That program.
I need to get in
Mhm.
contact with somebody that does that.
I can connect you with him. Yeah.
Because I mean I have a bunch of goals, and like some of those are goals that I want to do because I know they're high income
Mhm.
stuff, but I don't want to go through like the whole studying, taking tests, taking this and that, and
Yeah.
so
And you don't have to. And that's what I think is so cool about this. Like I was saying earlier, how you don't have to become a mortgage lender or a real estate agent to get into real estate. Like there's so many ways of getting into it, and I think that's why I said I
Well,
love that question.
Yeah, mostly people just hire us to get them the property,
Mhm.
and then they take it from there. Like she said, they keep a certain percentage of every month. But why would you want that when you can just do it yourself? But that's what
or
I
get
feel
like a family member to help you out.
Yeah, or have somebody
Well,
like handy that can be like, oh, well, there's a leak. Okay, let
Yeah.
me find a plumber to go out and fix it. So obviously you're gonna be managing your money. You're gonna know what comes in, what goes out, and then that way you're in better control of it.
Yeah.
You don't really need, for something like that, you don't really need like that much time, because like
It's
she
not
said,
everyday job,
yeah.
Well, it just depends on how many properties too. I
Yeah.
think it's
I
every.
feel like if it's just like one or two, it might be more manageable.
Yeah.
But just, like as soon as you get more,
Yeah.
it might be harder to take on.
And it just depends
As a
on
company,
like.
too.
I think it also depends on the person, like how she says, like, for some people it might not be a big deal, but then for some people it might.
Well,
like, cada quien tiene su.
with
sus
everything, me, I
intereses.
like to pay for whatever.
Everyone has an interest
Like,
for English
for-
speakers.
for like just anything, I don't really like to put my hands on anything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I like to pay and get shit done, and then
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
know that it's good, you know.
And another thing too
Yeah,
is
but-
like there's some people that's the only thing that they do. They just
Mhm.
have rental properties and they live off of that income, and
Right.
that's it. Most of them obviously bought when the market crashed back in '08. So they've been having these properties for years. Some of them have been getting rid of them too because the market is so good right now. So they're trying to get rid of their 2 units or the rental houses. So that's another
Is
thing.
it getting better? Because I remember, like during COVID and everything, like I kept hearing.
I actually sold a lot during COVID.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
insane.
No, I'm
I
saying,
bought
is it
during
getting
COVID.
better? As in like, because wasn't there like a shortage of like house going up and like everyone was fighting and bidding and.
So
Shortage.
the thing
Is that
is
the right
that
term?
there isn't like it's not, we don't have low inventory. There's inventory, they just go fast.
Okay.
Versus like a couple years
More
ago,
demand.
yeah, a couple years ago the houses would stay on, be available for like a month or 2 months or maybe even 3, depending if they needed more work. But now as soon as they come out, you're getting a bunch of showings, you're getting a lot of activity, and they sell quicker. So like you said, supply and demand. But as far as like it getting better, I feel like it's kind of the same. It has
Getting
its
worse.
it has its seasons. Like usually during back to school and during like the holidays, it stops a little bit. We notice that like business goes down
Makes sense.
because people are getting ready to take their kids,
Yeah.
to get their kids at like in school.
Yeah.
And then same for the holidays, they want to be in their new home, or they want to be there before the holidays so they don't have to worry about that. But sometimes they wait until the holidays are over to start the process, which is like the spring, when
So it's coming up.
it came. Yeah,
Mhm.
we've been seeing it for like a month already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you guys could tell like in advance
Just
just by the type of volume of sales and stuff like that. Like
in a way, yes, because you were able to know like if they do have multiple offers. Obviously, we don't know what the other person offered, but
you can
they
see the offer
they
before
see
you-
they
okay.
say, we listed it, we have multiple offers, submit your highest and best by this time. So that way we know that they do have offers, and if you want to,
Oh, so you
have a
can't
chance.
see like the highest offer?
no, they don't. We can't. As realtors, we can't ask,
Okay.
and usually the listing agents won't tell you, obviously, because it's against.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be kind of smart though? Like,
Some people do it.
right?
Some people do it, but technically you're not allowed to. It's against
So
It'll
the
be
law.
like an option.
we talked
Yeah.
about buying. Let's just now talk about selling.
Yeah.
'Cause I feel like I want to sell my house too.
You're like, now I got the question.
My
Yeah.
turn.
Well, because look, my girl sent me the picture of like the house, and now it has Redfin or whatever.
Mhm.
It has a
The
different
estimate?
price now. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that thing like went up
Is that
to
accurate?
like $100,000.
Not necessarily. It might be. It might be more. That's why I'm saying
Yeah,
it.
right?
Like, because Zillow is obviously not accurate at all, but it might tell you your
Yeah,
house is
taking
worth
shots at Zillow.
Come on.
260, but it might be worth a lot more.
Isn't it
Credit
because
card
they
one.
don't know like the improvements that have been made, right?
Yeah,
That's
correct.
why.
So they don't know if you have
that's
a
why you
new
gotta pick a
kitchen
place.
or
Le
flooring.
cambié la taza del baño.
Nuevo piso, puro granite and
Abrir la
everything.
chapa a la puerta.
But yeah, I usually say like it's always best to do like the minimal stuff, like painting, changing the carpet, prior to listing it, because as first-time homeowner, like home buyers, they usually don't want to do all of that stuff.
Yeah.
So if you have it move-in ready, it's easier, and it definitely sells a lot faster, because they don't have to do anything. And most people have the money saved up, and obviously they're putting it towards their down payment. So they might not have more to invest in remodeling the house or, fixing the floor, whatever they're going to be doing. So that's why I always say, if you want to get top dollar for your house, and obviously, everybody mentions that it's basically do like the minimal updates or whatever you were planning on doing before to it. It's best to do it before selling it, because it will definitely bring up the value. Like everything that you do gives it more, more value. And when we do the the seller consultations, we go over all of that. So what have you done to the property? How much, basically everything that you've done and how much work you've put into it so we can get to the better value. So if the neighbor listed at 350, but you have a brand new kitchen, or you have granite countertops, and you have new windows, new roof, new furnace, obviously that will bring up the value a lot more, because you have this, and this, versus them selling at this amount and only having that. But obviously the appraiser will be the one to give you the final, the final value.
So what are requirements then of like selling then? So okay, I'm coming to you, I say, hey, I want to sell my house now. I've lived there for a year, but now I kind of want to move locations or something like that, you know. So what are the questions you ask now?
Well, as far as like basically just listing it, I can have it up by tomorrow. So
without pictures.
So as far as listing it, I just need basically the basic information, like the title information, who's on title, get the contracts ready, put the sign up, take the pictures, get the pictures, have it listed and everything. But as far as the loan, you have to, like she had said too, figure out what kind of loan you have and make sure that basically they're not going to charge you if you need it to be in that property for 4 years or 5 years.
Or also another thing is like another thing too is like if you got a first time buyer's grant, like if you said you lived there for a year, so like if for example you had one of those programs, you have to live in there for at least 5 years, otherwise if you move out before, they still make you pay it back. So like no te conviene, it's not convenient for you.
You didn't tell me that about a 2-unit.
Well,
what about the 2-unit?
Because I wasn't talking about first time buyers. I was talking about
but that's if
no,
you get
I'm
grants.
talking about if you get a grant.
Okay.
So
don't compare yourself. Don't compare yourself. I told you earlier, don't compare.
Down 69.
She started Come down from Chicago.
No, I got you. You were saying that if you live there for a year, that you were asking me that what was your question? Something about first time buyer. No, well, I was just telling you that you have to take in consideration that if you like had a program like a grant, that you would still have to pay it back.
I remember now.
So you have to basically, that's what she was saying, like you would have to talk to me first to make sure that is it going to be convenient for you to move out or sell it within a year, because you have to think about, well, where are you going to go? Are you going to buy another house? And you have to understand, are you going to afford, like if you want to upsize or downsize, if you're going to upsize, you want to make sure you're going to be able to afford it, otherwise it's like you don't want to be like houseless. You want to make sure, okay, I'm going to sell it, but I'm going to get what I want, because then otherwise you're going to be like, damn, I should have sold it.
Quick question about that.
Wait, I have something before we move. Because
it's his turn.
Yes,
Damn, he almost hit you.
tú ya exigiste mucho. So now,
I was going to benefit you, but
what if...
Te iba a ayudar.
What if... Okay, you said that loan, I got to pay it back, right? But the house went up.
If you got a grant.
Can they take the money out of what they're going to give me?
No,
for that?
because it's two different things.
Oh.
It's a grant is from the government, and then the loan, like if you got a conventional loan, like it's whoever the bank is, wherever the loan is sold to, whoever owns it.
Oh, so then that money needs to come out of my pocket.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
If you have a grant.
But if you're netting the amount, basically it would come out of there.
Okay.
But it depends, and it depends on because what if you didn't have a grant? If you didn't, then you wouldn't have to worry about it. I was just saying that you just have to make sure that what's behind the loan that you have.
Okay.
And make sure
I
that.
don't even know what loan we got.
I think
just signed
yours.
the papers.
I have a lot of houses, but I think yours was conventional, so you might be good.
Okay.
Is it like, you know how when you trade in a car, it's like it doesn't transfer over though, right?
Like if you're
Like you need a brand new loan in order to get another house and sell that one. Like you can't.
You first have to sell.
You can always, like, if you make, for example, 100,000 from the sale of it, and you net, that's what you net, 100,000 after taxes, whatever, and then you find another house, you can always put it towards.
Yeah,
the
you
other
could
one.
put it. Yeah, you could do that.
That's a little bit trickier though, because you have to sell your house to buy another one.
Okay.
So if whoever's buying your house has to sell their house too, you're gonna have a chain.
Mm-hmm.
And if
it has to all match.
And if anything goes wrong with the first sales,
like
the whole thing, like a domino effect, basically.
Yeah.
So so that's one thing too. But I mean, it's doable. We would just submit the offer like,
it happens.
Here's my offer. I want to purchase your house, but I do have to sell mine first.
They just
and
have to agree.
They just have to agree. And sometimes the sellers will agree because they'll say, well, I have to sell my house too to buy mine. So they understand what situation you're in.
Okay.
And it's easier if they're like not in a rush, or they have somewhere to go, because they're like, oh, I don't care, if it takes you a little bit longer or whatever the case may be. So
because I was like, damn, because it's a lot of money, like 300,000, 400,000 or whatever. So I was like, how are people flipping from houses like this? Like it's nothing. It's a big amount that they're basically asking to borrow from banks, so how are they doing it? So now I know.
Yeah. But another thing is, it's really easy to sell the house, but I know a lot of people are like, well, where am I going to go? What if I don't find something similar? So that's why I always run the search of like the houses and what they're going for. So that way people can see, okay, well, I really like that one, or I want to upsize, and it'll be worth it, because then you'll get a bigger house and everything too.
What if I want to live off a van? Have you guys ever heard about the van?
What?
Yeah, I have.
The van life?
Yeah.
Oh,
like
I thought you said a band. I'm
like Gabby Petito.
Yeah.
¿Cómo andaba?
I was like,
¿Quién?
Who's that?
It was like some girl that like she was living out of a van with her boyfriend, and then,
the YouTuber.
And then she was like recording YouTube videos.
Oh, I've never heard of her.
And he
it was all over the news.
He murdered her.
Oh,
and
yeah,
then
yeah.
Wait,
you just had to say that part.
They found his body, right?
Yeah.
They found
He,
him,
like, killed
and
himself
he left a note. That's what I heard. I honestly didn't keep up with it, but
yeah, I don't really.
I was keeping up with it.
But she was doing that, like she was living out of her van.
That's
Like, she
right.
fixed it up.
Because they were
and
like
everything.
traveling, right?
So do I need to explain anything? Just like, I just want to sell my house.
You want to live off a van?
No.
Alright, cool.
If you can buy like a trailer.
RV?
Because the Mercedes ones, the good ones.
The good ones.
No quiere cualquier cosa.
¿Y la niña dónde la vas a meter?
Ahí mismo.
El portabebé.
Those vans are like already made for that, so they're expensive. They're like 100 to 200.
Which van? Springer?
Here's the thing. Here's the thing, and maybe because I'm a realtor, but
I know what you're talking.
but it's like a vehicle will lose its value.
Yeah.
You're paying 100,000 for it.
But can you raise a house?
Ya se va, like it's gonna devalue. The more, it's gonna depreciate. The more you run it, obviously, the less it's gonna be worth. With a house, even if you buy a fixer upper or whatever, it's always gonna have that value because it is a house.
As long as you maintain its value, right?
Now, fixer uppers, that's another thing that was. Yeah, but like fixer uppers.
Terminology.
We're on that HGTV show or what?
The ones that they say you just gotta ask somebody to give you the listings because anybody is
wholesale
accessible to anybody.
Wholesale is something else.
Yeah,
I don't know. I guess there's a list. I saw it on TikTok. There's a list that you ask somebody and they give you the listings of like the houses that are cheap that you can buy, and then you just buy it and then you flip it and blah blah.
anybody can basically do that. You just have to go to the counties.
Okay.
You can just go and be like, I want to see. The thing with the
It's all
counties, it's auction. So you gonna need cash.
And it comes as is, right?
And it comes as is. You sometimes can't even see the
Yeah,
house.
Mhm.
So you have to basically bid the offer. You auction. It's an auction, so you have to bid for it and outbid everybody in order to get it. And then once you do, then obviously you're able to close and get the property and everything, but you don't know what condition it's in.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're able to walk outside and somewhat see, but it depends the condition.
Fly a drone and shit.
And I feel like you do need to be careful with those, because one thing is, like, if you're not able to see the
It's more of a
inside,
gamble.
what if the structure is bad? Like,
Yeah.
what if
Yeah.
it's literally falling apart?
Whoever lived there messed it up because
trap
they were in
house.
bad terms with
Yeah.
somebody, you know.
Yeah.
The trap house.
A trap
I have a question.
We've
that
seen horror
kinda has to do
stories.
with real estate, but it's more modern.
What?
Have you guys heard of metaverse?
Yes.
Have you heard about real estate on the metaverse?
Yeah.
I've seen
What
the
do you think?
TikToks.
What do you think about that?
In what way? What do
Because
you
I've
mean?
been researching it. People are buying like $200,000 like land and
Yeah.
houses on the metaverse, like real money.
Yeah.
You've seen like Ethereum
And
or
brokers are like, I saw that
Yeah.
brokers are like getting.
because I was looking into like Sandbox and I think Facebook Meta or something like
La
that.
pregunta es, ¿se van a actualizar?
Yeah, like that's what I was going to. Like, do you guys see that as like a future like? possibility?
I mean, I feel like yes, but I personally like to see it in person, because
Well, you
it's not
gotta-
the same.
gotta
Even
focus.
like, I mean, look at the
Los
pictures
goggles.
we took. Look at the pictures we took last time. I don't look like
Well,
that.
it's like it's a digital like building, but the thing I'm not getting is like people are buying it, but then if you want to make money off of it, then what, you gonna virtually rent it? Or, like,
You know what I'm saying?
where are you gonna sell it to?
The way I see it working is like,
You can just make more worlds.
it's like
Yeah, and
having-
that's the thing, that
Yeah.
it's like
Right?
unlimited, and
That's what I'm saying.
that's what they say that
Like,
I.
you can make a building on top of a building and it just keeps going. Like, if you want to sell yours for like $20,000 more, someone can just buy the same exact one for the same price.
The way I see it working is by having perks to it. So, let's say you build your own world, right? So, in that world, if you buy land on there, you could do stuff with a key or something outside in the world, like the real
So
world.
NFT type thing.
Yeah, so like if you buy or
We're
whatever,
getting modern.
you could have like a yacht party somewhere,
Mhm.
and then only and then you could go there for free with that key.
Well,
with
you
only
know-
that-
you know-
that land.
I don't know if you guys know Nelk Boys on YouTube. They're like pranksters.
Yeah,
They released an NFT, and with that NFT they become like part of their company. Like they in the future they're gonna
yeah, like stuff
get
like
like
that, you know?
they're gonna
Mhm.
get perks out of it, like events made for them, and like they're basically investors, I guess.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, yeah, that's the reason why it's gonna be beneficial, and I
Yeah.
think why people are buying
But I
into
don't
it
see it
for that
working.
reason.
Do you see it working now, or?
I mean,
No.
my brother has NFTs and he's been like investing in them too for a couple of years
Yeah.
now. So he kind of explains that to me. I really don't understand too much because I pay attention to like half of the stuff he says.
I bought
See,
one and
hey.
sold it right away.
he's like, give me $5,000 and I'll flip it into I don't know what. I'm like, I'm not giving you $5,000. So that's one thing too. Like, I feel like people like me are very skeptical about that, because it's like,
It's a
I need
gamble.
to see that,
It's
you
like
know?
too new right now.
Yeah, it's too new and I need to
Mhm.
see it. Like, what if it's just digital? What
Or
if
like-
it crashes or,
crypto.
anything?
Do-
Like,
do you see in the future people being able to buy houses with crypto? Because you can't do that now, right? Like,
no. I mean,
I
You
think-
can.
I mean, if you
can, like-
if you turn it to
yeah.
Yeah, you
but I'm
can.
saying if you can buy it with like, okay, I have a few bitcoins, can I buy it?
I don't
I
know. You
paid-
can't. Do you like? Would you just
You would have to
basically
make
transfer it
yeah.
into like dollars and
So-
then?
Yeah, it
pay
has to
the
be
10 or something?
transferred.
So
But
I
you
paid my
can't
rent
pay
with
just like-
crypto one time because
You
Did
what?
you really?
yeah.
You
So
paid
it
your
is
what?
El
what you do.
moderno.
Your
Moderno.
your what? Your
My
rent?
rent, yeah.
Oh, your
So-
rent.
So basically, I had bought Shiba like before it was like.
Mhm.
So I got a good money out of that, and
To the moon.
yeah,
Shit.
and
fucking stop.
then I just converted some to like actual money.
Mhm.
So basically, you connect your bank with the wallet, and then
See,
you-
people like you are what's wrong with
Why? No,
He's like,
but,
why?
It's crazy because back then I could have bought Bitcoin.
Oh yeah.
Can I tell you guys a
Yes.
story about Bitcoin? I hate myself for this.
You
Back
bought and sold
in
it
2016. No, 2015. I convinced my mom
to buy.
because it was my birthday. I'm like, yo, give me $150.
No,
and you get $150. You put $150, and we both buy
Bitcoin.
$300 worth of Bitcoin. She's like, okay. So I held it till like 2017, and I'm like, fuck, I want a new exhaust for my car. So I'm like, just take it out, right? It was like it would go up and then it would go back down. I think at that point it was like $350. I made like $50. I'm like, I'll just fucking take it.
Y ahora?
Bro, I could have had like, I think I did the math. It was like almost like $100K.
Yeah.
I know someone that like took it out.
There's so many
to buy
people.
an engagement ring.
No, perdió más el pendejo.
Yeah. There's so many people that
But
did
yeah,
that.
there's so many people that did that because
the only reason why I didn't buy was because I thought that I couldn't take out that money. So like, what am I gonna
Oh.
you know? I didn't know that you could
Coinbase?
transfer
Yeah.
it. Yeah, I didn't know you could transfer it to actual money, so that's why I didn't buy it. I was like, man, I need my money right now.
I have the transaction. I still look at it sometimes. Just to fucking
Like-
I reminisce a little bit.
Like you see what your
I
life
could've
could have
bought
been
my-
like.
It was June 2017.
I could have bought my
Oh.
two-story.
What
Yeah.
time was it at?
Fucking 3:30. Nah, but yeah, that's my big one.
he like dreams himself or like
Nah, but I
driving
learned
a
it from him.
Lamborghini
Yeah.
and todo.
Nah.
We live and we learn, right?
100K for a Lambo? No.
Usado.
Yeah.
Hey, it could be the down payment for one.
For your
Or for a
duplex or
house.
whatever.
You guys are supposed to encourage me to buy.
No,
real
no
estate, not a
compres
car.
carros.
No, estaba jugando. Yo nomás lo puedes rentar. Si quieres, if you want to drive a
If you want to
Lamborghini,
flex, just
it.
rent it.
Then it
Turo.
depreciates even more. Think about it that way. If I buy one that's more rare, then it
No, it doesn't.
makes money.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what No, if you rent it, it's like-
No, pero no
Fuck
vas a comprar carro.
Actually, I
Damn.
need a new one.
You're not gonna buy a car.
Nah, I've been wanting to buy a truck.
Everybody in the car sales don't see this.
Yeah, right.
Nah, I need to buy a truck this year.
How are you gonna buy that 2-unit then? That's gonna hurt.
No, first get the house
They-
and then get the
Yeah.
car.
Because I had a truck and that shit got totaled, and I have a little shitty. No, not shitty. It's a fucking GTI, but it's too small for me.
Hey, it gets you from point A to point B.
No.
So until you get your house,
And
then
whichever
you can
one
get a
of
car.
you and your
A truck.
partner make the most, the other person can get the car.
Oh, so she'll get the car.
Yeah, and if you really need it like right away, you know.
Yeah,
The car.
I guess. I'll just buy a cheap one. Ya me regañaron.
Ya se puso rojo.
I am going to talk to you guys afterwards. 'Cause
Alright.
I do want to look into that. I can't right now, but maybe in a few
Well, we
months.
could get you there. Yeah, like I
Yeah.
told you, see where you're at and where you gotta be.
For like, let's say a consultation.
Mhm.
I can't spoke.
I can't spoke. I can't spoke.
No, I have those days too. Don't worry.
So
Todos los
for one
We're
of those,
bilingual.
for one of those, can people come to you guys and you guys just like, let's say, okay,
For one of them.
Consultation.
Oh,
one of those.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
I wanted him to say it.
You're bogus.
I'm all here struggling. And then can they come in and then you guys just build like a plan for them to help them out? Well,
So-
that's your job, no?
Yeah. So if basically it's like their first house, then yeah, you could talk to either of us, and then obviously like the first step would be to talk to the lender to get the pre-approval and get started. As far as like home selling, then yes, I would say talk to me first because I can go over how much your house is worth, how much obviously you're gonna net from the sale. Get started with the process, and in the meantime talk to the lender, so then that way they know that you're going to be listing the house, and they can see how much you'll be able to qualify, because obviously you're not going to have that debt anymore, so then you're going to be able to purchase another house.
Okay, not too much realtor thingy talk. Let's just let
Realtor
people
thingy talk.
Realtor,
Get to know you guys.
real estate
Uh-huh.
broker.
Real estate broker.
How was she saying it at the shoot that one day?
Oh yeah,
Realtor.
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 I was
That shit-
having
Everybody
that shit
says
I was
reminds me
that.
of-
having a moment like
that
you
reminds
where
me
I
of
forgot how to
fishing.
talk.
Fucking
Real.
I was like,
Realtor.
No, it's because ese día I hadn't ate all day. We didn't get to
We
eat.
didn't eat.
So
Excuses.
you gotta
Me
give me
neither.
a break that day. We didn't
Actually,
eat.
the next shoot, I had my girl take us fucking McDonald's like an hour drive.
Really?
'Cause we
You should have had her
eaten
take
there.
us McChickens there.
Está más lejos, no.
No, yeah, it's because that day no había comido, so I was
No, we
struggling.
didn't. And that's why I feel like we were like
I'm-
having a lot of brain farts.
And I'm a little nervous about that video because we're gonna have
No, it
to.
looks
It's
good.
not that.
We're gonna have to rebook you guys.
It's not there.
Oh, so they can book us again. What are you doing?
Mira.
What are you
No,
doing?
si sale bien, we'll do the part 2.
Yeah, we need
It
to.
actually didn't like
We'll do a video if you give me a house.
trade.
Trade. One video.
Trade you a video for
No,
that.
that's
where-
not
Oh,
what
she's not buying the house. She's gonna
for,
get it.
for a warehouse instead.
Oh yeah, we do want to get a warehouse.
Okay. Anyways,
What are you gonna have,
let's
parties?
get back to you guys.
No, for like.
I saw that you're starting to sell puppies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Neta?
Yeah.
Neta. Neta.
Yeah.
Ya me voy.
¿No quieres uno?
¿No te gustan los dogs or what?
No, because I'm like fucking selling houses now, dog. That's like. You
No,
know?
that's not gonna be my main job. That's mostly my husband. He's the one that's gonna be taking care of that. So,
But I just thought it was cute because I see the dog pictures come up
Yeah.
on my feed and it's like,
they're so cute. Well, we're I know a lot of people like obviously do it as like a business. That's all they do, just breed them. But for us, we kind of just want to focus on like having them, and if they get bred, great. If not, then I'm not, you know.
Oh, so you
purchased
just
a
using
farm, right? So
Yeah.
You plan on having like cows and stuff.
Yeah.
Nice.
I want to have horses, goats, chickens, the whole.
You're trying to,
The whole
you're
story
trying to rent a
there.
stable.
Yeah.
The whole,
You have a
Invest,
horse?
no? I want to get one.
Oh, yeah.
But first,
Those
a
things
house,
rent
right?
First
out.
a
Like,
house.
there's a lot of people with horses, and you could rent a stable for like
Yeah.
money.
Well, the
$250
guy we
a
know,
month usually.
No vas a vivir encima del caballo.
En la paja y stuff.
And then
Oh, what-
you're into like traveling, no?
I
saw
am.
that. So like, where have you gone?
Rockford.
Ottawa.
Wisconsin Dells.
Chicago.
No.
Downtown.
Well, I think my favorite place I went to was Indonesia.
Su puta madre.
Yeah.
¿Dónde queda eso?
Nah, it's Asia, right?
That's like by plane, all right?
Is that in Asia?
Yeah, Asia.
That's by my farmhouse.
Yeah.
You could see it from my house.
Un rinconcillo allá atrás. Un laguito.
Oh no.
That sounds like a fucking Illinois suburb too.
Indonesia sounds like
Indonesia, Illinois.
It sounds like Asia.
it is in Asia.
I know what it is.
Yeah.
Oh, then.
Do we need to pull up the map for you
Yes,
guys or
please.
what?
Put a map right here.
That's down by Costa Rica, right?
No,
No,
It's in
in
South
Asia.
America.
it's Asia. It's actually right above
Thailand.
no.
I'm just
Thailand.
saying.
No, it's underneath. So right
Yeah, that's
under
what I
Thailand.
meant.
Yeah.
Like if you look at it from
Yeah.
the other
If
way.
you twist the map,
If you're on a plane, like, oh, you look down, she's
It's by Australia. They have a lot of Australian tourism there. A lot of
wait, no. I'm trying to picture the map. Does Australia touch Asia?
No, it's
No,
like
right?
underneath and
wait,
a
where
lot
is
of
Asia?
a lot of Australians
You know
go
where
there.
Is it in
is-
Europe or is it?
It's Russia.
Girl.
Asia's right here. She said, "See, oh my God."
I don't remember this. I learned
Europe-
this in fifth
Go
grade.
to
Europe is
her
at the
Instagram and
top.
bully her.
Asia's at the bottom.
Where?
Europe is at the top and then Asia's at the bottom.
Oh.
Yeah, no, Australia's right
No,
underneath.
it's not. Europe is right here. Russia,
No, pues sí, pero
and then it's right under.
okay.
Ya
But
ves. Por eso los
Saca
tenemos a
mapa.
ustedes.
Thank you.
Geography is my thing.
yeah.
So, what other stuff do you guys enjoy doing, or other than real estate?
Work.
Same
Working
thing.
what? Real estate.
And real estate.
Honestly, like this.
Okay, no, for real.
Like, I mean, yeah, I like to spend time with my family. If I can't take trips, I do. Like last year, it was really busy. It was one of my busiest years, so I hardly took any vacations. But I mean, I took 2 weeks to go visit family in Idaho for Christmas. But other than that, I mean, just whatever we can or whatever there is to do around here, I like to go. So like all the fairs, I take my son. Like for my birthday last year, I rented a boat and I took my friends out to like a boat party. Well, I rented 3 boats, but they're like smaller. So all my friends went.
Are you doing that this year? Because we're friends now.
So like basically like visiting. It was in Antioch, but close to like Wisconsin. And so we all went out there. But this year I want to do something like yeah, I can't afford to take everybody to Indonesia.
We're not there yet, right, Monica?
One day.
Hey, she's not there yet.
No, she's talking about taking everybody.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Maybe we could
I don't
take a
know.
trip there.
I don't know
Yeah.
about that.
Todos and our families go out there.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to go
Liz?
to Europe.
Me?
Yeah.
I'm really involved in the community. I like to give back to the community. Because before I got into what I do now, mortgage, I used to do foster care. I did HR, so I've always been into
Wait, foster care is in...
foster kids. Like I would help with foster
really?
kids. I was a caseworker.
Oh.
Yeah, so I've always loved giving back to the community. So I still do that. So whenever I'm not doing mortgage, I'm doing that. But I do it like hand in hand. So I'm a part of like a chamber, and then I'm a part of an organization for women where we like give back to the community in different ways. Like we have luncheons, and then we raise money for whatever.
Dang,
We switch like every month, like what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
Like last month we gave back to seniors. So
That's
I'm always
awesome.
trying
I just
to do
attend
that.
here
ya
and
pa'
there.
qué?
We were just talking about right. We were just talking about that because we actually also want to get more
Yeah.
into like community stuff.
Yeah, I
and,
love
and
it.
it's nice, and if you guys want to do that, we can do something together.
Yeah,
Because
let's do something.
I
Well,
like
Nine Aurora is too
for
far.
next year I
Too far.
It's an hour drive.
We could do.
Yeah,
Well, this
we
is
could
where
get back to
this is
Aurora.
this
We
is
can
where
get
like
back to
we know
Chicago.
most of the
Okay.
people
Uno y uno.
too. So like
Fuck
another
my city?
like one thing I was thinking is like, well, I up until 5th grade I went to East Aurora schools, so I feel like I should give back to that community.
Yeah.
And like if we can give them backpacks or color pencils or stuff like school supplies that they need, that's what I want to basically do this year. And if we can do something like that between all of us, that would be great.
Yeah, let's do something.
I want to do something, cause I mean, yeah, like the whole like giving them like objects, not objects, like material, like
Tools.
book bags and stuff like that. That helps, but I would want to build something that can help them, like
Like more
like give them a career, like
in the long
like
run.
Oh,
I
yeah.
would want to teach them like maybe
Like
go to
advance.
schools and do like talks and like show them what we do, videos and stuff, and maybe we can get 2 kids who I want to do that and bring them
Inspire them.
bring them on, and then they become filmmakers. It's like damn, we
That's more for like the older kids too, though. So like once
Yeah.
they know
Yeah.
what they're gonna do.
Yeah, because when I was at East too, I felt like I was lost. Like I didn't know what
Yeah.
I wanted to do. So if I felt like if there was somebody like me who came in there with a like
just to show
yeah,
Like,
just to show something, I probably would have gravitated to like
Sooner, right?
yeah.
Yeah,
so
No, I think that's so true. Sorry, I'm interrupting
good.
you.
okay.
No, but yeah.
after
Yeah,
him
Garrett.
interrupting you like
No.
100,000.
No, it's okay. I just
I
don't.
was
I
trying
don't
to
do
learn.
that, so I just feel like
Yeah,
bad.
she doesn't do that.
Look, I could be
It's because she's
professional.
from El Estado de Mexico.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god. You guys stay wanting to go.
Talk about it.
Stay trying to roast me. ¿Qué traen conmigo?
It's because we need to educate the people.
Nah, look, I could be very formal, or I could be like this, where I'm just like I swear a lot, like
I swear a
No,
lot.
That's
I
just
mean,
how I. That's just how I
everybody-
talk. Like it's not me
My
being
mom's
a
gonna
dick,
watch
it's just me.
this.
No, I get it. I'm just saying, like, cada quien, like, you know what I'm saying? It's okay. I get it. You guys don't gotta get offended about stuff. It's cool.
Tú como tú quieras, pero
Como
yo
tú.
no.
But what were
Yo
you
soy
saying?
decente de Ciudad de México.
No, like I agree.
Otra vez con la
going back to like careers and everything, I agree. I was actually studying nursing before I got my real estate license, and I feel like the main reason behind that was my aunt, because she was a nurse, and I would see so I would see how hard she worked. I would see everything that she like accomplished, so I wanted to be like her. And funny story is that she was the one who actually told me to take the real estate class with her. She's no longer a realtor. She went back to nursing, and now I'm the realtor.
I remember you told me that
So-
story.
But see, it's good because you at least get somebody to try something.
You explore.
Like I want to get like a kid that at least tries it, but then finds like people like you, like he'll connect with like you. What if I'm doing this, but I'm iffy about it, but now I met you, so now hey, real estate seems
Yeah.
pretty awesome.
You know what we could do? Where do we get? Maybe for like we could do this like in the summer or something. Like get a few people who also do other things, like other careers, and we just do like a
Like a
career,
job
like
fair?
a career day type thing, and just show them around, or like if they're
yeah.
interested,
Oh,
we
yeah.
can take them and show them like a day to shadow.
I
or
love
some
that.
shit,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, because I like what you said. How you said when you were at East, how if you probably would have met someone who's doing what you do, you would have got inspired. I think that's so true because same with me. I think I would have got into what I'm doing now sooner. But I honestly, whenever I thought about like mortgage people, I always pictured a Caucasian older man. Like I never thought like of a Hispanic Latina woman doing it. So same thing. I feel like when people, Latinx.
Fucking hate that shit.
What was I gonna say? So whenever we see people who look like us, I feel like we get inspired because like, oh, they're doing it, I could do it too.
Yeah.
So I love that idea. That's cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
We should do that for real. So if any businesses are watching this and want to be a part of it, contact us.
Yeah.
Let us know.
We're for sure gonna do it because
It wouldn't be hard. We can just contact like the
The
school we
school,
went to and
yeah.
like, yo, can we?
And
get
I
something going? And it
actually
benefits them too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually have a friend that works for East, so
yeah?
I feel like he would probably help us out to set that up.
I also always wanted to go back to see how things are going there.
Was it a good high school?
No.
See, mine was kind of good.
It was good for
What did
the
you say?
people who wanted to
Like
be
mine,
good.
was it a good school?
Oh,
So, like mine was kind of good.
I thought you said was it a girl high school? No escuché bien.
Good. Yeah.
I'm like,
Oh,
what?
okay.
No, but I always wanted to like, yes, I'm a
To see how things are going,
yeah,
like-
things are going and see.
How it's changed.
Yeah,
or whatever.
because in a way.
Well, they got a new stadium.
Oh, nice.
I
Oh
hate
yeah, I
that.
did see that. But
They spent like $1 million.
After I left,
in
like,
a
they
way,
had
I
that.
did kind of turned out how teachers were gonna say because I did drop out. But
Wait.
but
They told you.
no, because I am doing something that I love and I make good money off of it.
But that's another thing too, because we get back to the whole, if you study for 4 years, if you know you're not gonna need a diploma or whatever to do what you're doing. That's not necessary.
I feel like a lot of kids don't know that. Like a lot of
But
them
I
think
feel
that
like
they
they're
need a
not gonna
degree,
wanna
you know?
send
But your teachers told you that you were gonna drop out.
Yeah.
They told you
That's
that?
fucked up.
Why?
My second grade teacher told me I wasn't gonna be shit, and then
No
Second
way.
grade?
When?
Second
Why?
grade.
Hey, fuck you, man.
No way.
If you're watching, then
Vamos,
Yeah.
vamos a
I still know
visitarla.
her name.
A
Her
little
name
kid.
is Miss Rodriguez.
A la verga, Miss Rodriguez.
Yeah. But
Está ganando minimum wage.
yeah, she hated me. For
Look
some
at you
reason.
now. No,
Look
just
at me.
kidding.
That's
I wanna put
crazy.
Trying to buy a second
Yeah.
house, shit.
So-
You know what?
So that's like that event kind of made me. Yeah. So it made me be lost in school because I kind of believed it. So like I was like,
Because
fuck
when
it.
you were
know
little,
what?
yeah.
You weren't good in school then?
I was decent.
You know what?
But-
That's crazy
See-
how like people have so much power like towards us like
Just
at
where,
a
like,
young
it
age.
works,
How they
yeah.
really do impact us.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And that's one thing too, because when I was working at a store, the manager, and like you said, I mean, I wasn't young, I was 19, but the manager also told me, like, you're never gonna be anything, why are you going to school? Because at the time I was doing nursing, like I was studying nursing, so she was doing like saying basically the same thing. I had my son, so she's like, oh, and now you're having a kid, like
Damn.
that's gonna push you back even
What?
more.
Was she white?
And that's
Can't believe
another
she
thing.
said that.
Yeah.
Of
And that's
course.
another thing too. Like, I feel like in a way it also motivates you once you know what you're doing, and once you think back to what they told you, like, look at everything I've accomplished. They might have said it because I feel like they thought you, like, she was a manager for all her life.
Oh,
She was
okay.
a store manager for all her life. So
At a store.
yeah, so I feel like that was her main thing. Maybe she didn't get to study, or maybe she didn't get the opportunity to go to
Yeah.
college, and that's why she was like basically shaming me for it. But I never, like, I've always said it, a kid is not a reason to stop you.
Yeah.
Whether you're
It probably motivates
the
you
dad,
even more, to be
yeah,
honest.
whether you're the dad or the mom. Like, I feel like for me, when I had my son, it was like, oh shit, like, reality
Yeah.
check.
Mhm.
You need to
You gotta
really
get on it.
Yeah, there's no more, oh, I'm gonna go to school next year, whatever. Like, no, it needs to be now. And whatever you do, if you're working 2 jobs or if you're working 3, it's because of them. Because if you think about it, like my dad has always said, everything that he has, obviously it's gonna come down to us at some point. But I've always said, like, our kids, that's what they're going to get. Everything that we have now, whether we have a lot or whether we have a little bit, our kids are the ones that are going to benefit from that. And that's why we should, like, encourage the community to buy, encourage them, like, to buy a house, or encourage them to have better spending habits, because at the end of the day, their kids are the ones that are going to benefit from that.
Hispanic community
and the Hispanic community
They
too.
need that a lot.
Yeah.
Like, if you think about it, like
no
there's
offense, but
yeah.
Well, no, there's still. I mean, we're kind of moving more into, because our generation is more woke.
Yeah.
A little bit, because
No,
we're
they're
the
more
first
informed.
generation here.
There's
We're
still a little bit of that old school type
mentality.
Mexican or
Yeah.
well, not
Latin.
just that, but I don't get comfortable. Like,
But my thing is, like, okay, not like, obviously this is a podcast and everything, but you drive by the, like, apartment complexes and you see these really nice SRTs, you really see, like, these Challengers, you know, like, these nice ass cars, and it's like, pero donde viven, you know? And it's like, you drive by, like, the big houses in Naperville,
They
and
got,
like
shitty cars.
Hondas.
You have the
That's called hood rich.
So so that's one thing too. How about we incorporate the big houses with the nice cars?
That was my mindset before.
That's called hood rich, what you
I've
defined.
always had a nice car and everything, and I mean,
yeah, and like I said, there's nothing wrong with that. Obviously, we see
priorities.
that, but we think about it like this. I mean, unless they own the building, that's a different story. You know, if they're there and they own it. But other than that, like, how about we look more into, okay, there, and I've had clients that are like, okay, I have to return my car in order to get my house, so I don't have that much debt. All right, let's do that. And then when you do become the homeowner, like a homeowner, then you can get the car again that you'd like, and if you can afford it, obviously.
Yeah.
But that's one thing that I've always said, let's educate people and into having better priorities, into rather than just like, oh, I want the best car, or I want this, or I want that, before even owning any property or anything.
I think
we need to wake people up
when they're younger too.
Yeah, that's actually something I want to do, is
like
start young, because like we were talking about earlier, how like you were saying how you kept spending when you were younger, and it's because we're not taught that. Like, we don't know.
Taught any finances,
because we don't think about it, like, you know, at that age you're not thinking about, oh, I'm gonna buy a house one day.
Schools don't do a good job at
and then it's also like some of us are first generation too, so obviously
everything's new, right?
Like our parents didn't really, I mean, I'm not saying everybody, but like our parents just worked and never really had the chance. Like,
I feel like that was my parents too. Like, my dad has money, like, saved up a lot, because Escodo. That's why he saves his money.
No, but
I
he's smart, Nako.
I was always
he's a smart man.
I was always taught to just kind of save, but not do anything with the money. You know. Just,
that's another thing too.
What's
but you
that
know,
gonna do?
but you know,
that's what my dad always has said, because he's like, invest. Like, my dad now, he bought like land in Mexico. He's investing over there too. So that's like one thing and that's why I said, like, they're all different, because they might have some similar attributes or whatever, like, because they think the same way, but some obviously think otherwise. Like, my dad's always like, why do you want the money in the bank? It's just sitting there. Unless it's in like a specific account where it's making money and they're using it to invest and it's making you like profit, great. But other than that, the bank is the one that benefits from having all that money sitting there. So why not invest it in properties and land or wherever? Like, I know right now, like, even the land and property in Mexico, it's crazy how much it's gone up. Like, before you could get terrenos for like $5,000, and now they're going for like $30,000.
Yeah.
Well, it also depends where too, but they were offering me a terreno pretty decent size for $5,000. I think they sold it for like 10 last year.
Yeah.
So.
But you were
the
saying,
ones, like, it depends where, because the ones by us, because they're farm, like, you can
a lot of American companies go down there.
Yeah. You were saying how, like, saying that your dad's colo, but I feel like that's something in our culture that's very common. I don't think it's that they're colo. I feel like it's because a lot of times our people work very hard for their money, so they value it a lot. So you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think that's a good thing.
A lot of them have that fear of like, oh, what if I can't work again?
They don't want
So
to
they just
lose
keep
it.
in.
Yeah, they're afraid.
Yeah.
But and because they're new here. But that's why where we come in and why. Well, I know for me, like that's why I got into it, because I want to teach people how they can grow their money.
Yeah.
Kind like what Monica's saying, like how her dad says, same
like
thing.
investing and everything.
So they can grow it.
So,
Yeah, I'm young. I'm glad I'm young.
any
Dice chingaron,
plans
yeah.
for the future that you guys are looking forward to, or anything you guys are working towards?
I just want to finish remodeling my house.
That's it.
Well, not
That's
just
your
that. Like,
short-term
yeah, that's like my personal goal. As far as like business, basically, we've been planning a lot of events that we're gonna be doing, videos, like pictures,
With
stuff
you guys.
like that with you guys.
Si le sale bien la video.
Yeah.
Que si no sale.
And you need to like fix, my
Yeah, I don't
wrinkles in the pictures.
¿Cuál wrinkles?
I'm just kidding.
Well,
But
We'll
we're
try.
not guys.
well, like I told you
We're
guys,
not
not a plastic surgeon.
no, I'm just kidding. But basically, just like doing, like she said, different events for the community and stuff. And then, travel if we can.
To Indonesia?
No, ya no. I can't.
A
Not
Ciudad
right
de
now.
Ciudad de Mexico.
Not with
Ciudad de
COVID.
El estado.
Al estado sí voy.
Oh, can you tell us what
So apparently, there used to
Oh, yeah,
be
please
Ciudad de
explain
Mexico, and now there's also an Estado de Mexico, which is not a Ciudad de Mexico. So she's from Mexico, but not Ciudad de Mexico, Estado de Mexico, but it's new. So
Yeah.
It's
Can you
listen
expand on
up
it?
right now because she's gonna put you
Yeah,
on
expand
game.
on
Oh, you guys want me to explain again?
yeah, Make this a clip
If
on
you're from
TikTok.
Estado de Mexico, you know that everybody thinks you're from the city, but it's not, right? Two different things. It's kind of like saying I'm from Madison, Wisconsin, when I'm from Illinois. So that's kind of what you guys are doing right there.
It's like saying I'm from Chicago.
And
but
it's
you live in Aurora.
okay. It's because you guys aren't from. I mean, you're Mexican, obviously, right? But you're not from over there. The only people that know
I am
that
from over there.
is
If they're
people
from-
that actually live out there. Like they know their states, right? A lot of people don't know because they're not out
She
there.
basically said that
We're fucking
we're
dumb.
dumb.
No, I didn't say that.
So I wonder if
Okay,
I'm just kidding,
it's
I'm
like
just
it's like
kidding.
if I went to
She takes this so
if
serious.
I went to if I went to the Dominican Republic, I wouldn't know the difference between like different
Puerto
areas
Rico
there
and-
because
oh.
I'm not from there. It's
Yeah.
okay, but that's why I'm explaining to you guys so you guys know that it's a different thing. It's two different states. They're neighbors though.
we just want to.
Wait, Ciudad,
Just
Ciudad,
watch
okay,
your
Ciudad de
wallet.
Mexico is a state?
Hmm?
Ciudad de Mexico is not a state, is it? Like it's not
Yeah,
gonna-
I think
it is.
Isn't it
yeah.
like DC how it's like a
Distrito
territory?
Federal.
Yeah.
Hmm.
We
But
just
it's in a
want
state,
to. We
isn't
just
it?
want to
And
say that we're
DFA,
just
that's
playing
what they call
around.
No, I know.
Take it
I know.
Huh?
I was just fucking around.
No, I know you guys are playing
I
around.
feel like that's like our insider because from the video that we
Oh,
were
yeah.
recording.
Guys, it happens to me all the time. I'm used to it. Trust me.
It was like, let me watch my wallet.
Unless you guys are that stereotype happens all the time.
It's true though.
All the time.
It's true.
It's
I
okay.
went and
No,
Sunday
that's a
Erga ahí.
stereotype that happens all the time.
My grandpa said that it was bad even when he lived there, and he lived there I think in like
But-
the 70s.
But the thing is, you
Probably
guys
even worse
like
now.
what I tell people is like you gotta expand your travel, go out there, get to know it. There's
Yeah.
the city's huge. Like there's nice sides.
It's-
Like
it's a nice-
Polanco
it's a nice
But
city,
is a
yeah.
beautiful
because,
city.
Like,
Tepic.
It's like
Como-
saying that you're gonna get shot if you go to Chicago. You're
But
not,
like-
right?
Yeah, you be.
Well, where are you going? What part of Chicago are you going to?
but like another
Nah,
thing
I
is,
live in a good.
It
like
depends on where you're going.
Every state has its own thing. Like obviously you know the difference, like o el Estado de
You
México
know
y la
where it's
ciudad.
dangerous and
Pero también como los de Michoacán or like Guanajuato
hey,
when
hey.
they right away say,
Hey,
oh, los valleys and this and that. Like, obviously, we get offended when they start saying like, oh, once dosi. Like, we don't talk like that.
I don't talk like
I
that.
get offended because I don't talk
I don't
like
even
that.
know what that
Posetores.
means.
No, that's how they talk. Like
Es
instead of saying
subido
once, it's
usted,
once.
Once, dosi,
Like they do that
tresi.
e again.
Really?
Like a
Yeah,
lot.
like they talk with
Who
¿Qué
talks
pasó,
like
pues,
that?
Vali?
like
That's how they talk.
Oh, yeah.
Guanajuato.
But I don't
and, like,
talk
what
like
others-
that.
There's a couple states.
Actually,
like,
none of my
around
family
there.
members talk like that.
I think it depends on what part you're also from,
Yeah,
though.
Have you
then that's
guys-
what I'm saying. Like they,
Wait, you're
that
from
they
Michoacan?
stereo,
Yeah.
yeah, they stereotype it like, oh,
Are you
because
more
Where are you from?
north,
Me?
south?
La Piedad.
Zacatecas.
Okay, La Piedad, really? I'm
Yeah.
like 30 minutes from there.
What? You guys are that
Neighbors.
close?
I'm from
Neighbors.
you know like Condoreo?
No,
Las Fuentes,
they sound familiar.
Zamora.
Yeah, Zamora.
That's
That sounds
crazy.
familiar.
You
like
guys are
20
super
minutes from
close.
Zamora.
Right?
30 minutes.
So we're like the more sophisticated.
Okay.
Oh, yo soy de rancho, así que...
Yeah, yo también, pinche
Por eso.
ranchillo. Me bañaban. I had to warm up the water.
Con el gancho ese.
Yeah. Plug it in.
El gancho.
Te electrocutas. You wouldn't know. It's from the city, man. That's not how you say it?
Like,
not how you say it?
putas.
And then Michoacan came out.
What is that? What are you talking about?
Electrocute yourself? How do you say it in Spanish?
Oh,
Electrocutas.
really? That's how you say it?
Yeah.
I've never heard that word.
Nah, I'm not going to say it again.
I'm not gonna say it
Te
again.
electrocutas.
Electrocreas. Electrónico or what?
I know you're not talking, alright?
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god. Where did this conversation even come up?
We're talking
No, like
about future plans.
stereotypes.
So what are your future plans?
Oh, that's where this came from? Girl.
How are you going to just go back into that?
Where did we go from
Well, 'cause
Mexico?
I asked that question, so now it needs to be answered.
Oh yeah. Though yeah, I just forgot like where that came from, the whole Mexico talk. My plans are to help more families, to grow the business, to get better at what I do so that I can help people more and more. And yeah.
That's awesome.
Molto buono. Molto buono. What, you know Italian?
All right, so now I started this thing where I asked like the clients that we worked with to give us basically a review on the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
We asked Mayito the other day.
In front of you?
Huh?
It should
In
be
front
up.
of you?
Yeah, in front of us.
Like right now?
Yeah.
That one should be up, right? The Mojito one?
I'm working on it. As,
No, I'm saying, but...
Oh yeah, that's second. This one's the third episode.
Okay.
So
My bad. Sorry.
so like don't hold back either, cause
Like, tell us what we can fix.
no, yeah,
Or like,
because I feel like so people don't like to say like the realness stuff because they feel like they're gonna offend people, but we work in a thing where if you don't tell me the truth, I think I'm
You're never gonna
we,
grow.
We need the criticism.
want-
Yeah.
grow
you want
that,
it.
but I also don't know if I'm doing it right. So if I keep on doing it, you guys know because we worked with you guys that you guys didn't like that, but you
Right.
guys didn't tell me, you know. So now I'm over here doing it again and again and
Right.
again, thinking that I'm doing it right when I could have heard your feedback and I could have improved with that, you know. So
No, yeah, I agree
Well,
with that.
with me, like I haven't really, besides that one video that I did, I haven't really done any other videos. I hate listening to myself and seeing myself on video.
The whole
So-
hour podcast is going to listen to this.
But I personally think that you guys did a really good job. You were really patient. You gave us your feedback, like, hey, this is how you should word it, or how about we say it like this? And I really appreciated that because when you're there, like when you're being recorded, you don't really think about what you're saying. I know we had like this, not the script, but we knew exactly what we were going to say. But we like that you guys brought your input into it. And obviously you have the experience. So it helped me a lot with everything. Like you said, the criticism, hey, how about we say this? Or, you know, when we were taking pictures, tilt your head a little bit. So I really like that. As far as like, I mean, I don't really know what to look for, so I don't really know, you know, what to say, but I think you guys did a really good job, and for it to be like my first time, I don't think I would change anything because I feel like you guys basically put it all together and you did a great job.
thank you. Liz is the one that's probably gonna say something.
Nah, be honest.
She's a
though.
Karen. No, I'm just kidding.
Be
Something
honest.
good?
No, something bad.
Like the
Like-
criticism. Or,
No, I'm not
No,
actually.
just
I'm not a
kidding, not
Karen.
bad, but like
What we
for
could do
us to
better.
improve.
What we could fix.
No, I honestly don't have anything
Our
bad to
image,
say.
maybe.
Like, I like the fact that, like she said, I like the, that's what actually what I was going to mention is I like the fact that you guys give us feedback there because we weren't thinking about what we were saying. And I know at one point you were like, oh, you said
Well,
the same
the
word
wording
twice
or
or
something,
something.
yeah.
And I know I do that a lot. So I'm glad you told me because if you didn't, then I would have been like, damn, I shouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, yeah.
So I like that.
Another
And
thing that we might change for the next time is that we're actually gonna eat when we come to the
Oh.
video.
Yes.
Because
yes.
That has nothing to do with us. By the way.
Nothing to do with them.
No, we're actually
We were
gonna-
starving.
We're gonna cater for our
Oh,
clients nowadays.
we rented a
Jimmy John's.
warehouse for a video, and they offered a Subway per person
Oh yeah.
that like you can charge. So we should start doing that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
That's
I
a
think
cool.
you should, because like I said, we were planning on eating before coming because we went to an event,
Mm-hmm.
but they were taking forever with the food, so we obviously had to go,
Yeah.
Right.
and we didn't
Expose
eat.
them.
We literally had like
What's the name?
we won't say that because the food was actually really good. But I feel like that was my main thing. Like I couldn't focus, and it's always been like that with me, especially in school when I wouldn't have
I get
breakfast. Or
headaches when I don't.
Nomás se le oían las tripas al-
and we were there
Yeah.
for
The
like
mic.
what, 4 hours?
Yeah.
Like we're doing
Yeah.
everything.
4
so,
hours, right? Yeah.
So
Right.
that's why I feel like maybe next time we will be better prepared.
It was
and
more
we'll-
on us,
Yeah,
not you
for sure.
guys. Yeah.
Yeah. It was.
So it was like a
He's like, I
a
second
lesson a lesson learned for us. Like obviously it was our first time, so like we were obviously nervous, but I feel like the more we do it, the better we'll get.
Yeah, of
Yeah.
course.
But you guys are very patient, and I also appreciate
Yeah.
that because
Oh,
I
yeah.
feel like when you could tell. I'm like I could tell people's vibes and stuff and like how they're
You're
like
into
their
crystals?
their energy. No, but like I could tell people's
Zodiac
energies and like I could see like
Eres
if
bruja.
people get
Hello, lady.
if people get impatient and stuff like that. So I was like
Yeah.
I could read
You can
it.
read their body language.
Yeah.
Can
So
you read my hand?
no,
What's this?
Tiene algo escrito
tampoco
ahí.
tanto. No, but yeah, so that's good because I know if I start to feel like people are like that, then I start, like I kind of like put like a wall like
Try to rush it.
no, but like you know it makes you feel uncomfortable. A
Yeah.
person
Oh,
if
yeah,
you
for
if you
sure.
read somebody's
Yeah, that-
energy
that-
and you're not you know comfortable.
That's what I try to do. Like that's what I was telling him. Like I try to, like just be myself. Like I'm always goofy and like fucking around and shit. So, like, I know
We want to create a good vibe.
Yeah, like
for
sometimes I can be like I was saying earlier. I can be
Mhm.
professional, but if it's like a video like that or
Mhm.
Yeah.
or like a music video, especially like I like being myself to make the other person more comfortable.
Yeah,
and-
that's good.
Yeah.
Sí,
I
porque si
agree.
estás muy serio, then like we're like you don't know how to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then they're gonna be like, what do I do?
Yeah. Or it's uncomfortable and awkward, like yeah,
And
because
it's
we don't
better
know you.
to have that like relationship, or not a relationship, but like where you show them really your side, so then they feel more comfortable.
show them that you're comfortable. So
yeah.
they can be-
Mm-hmm.
So they're not like basically como ¿cómo lo explicaré?
Like
Como
tense.
cuando-
Like
cuando
tense.
mucho-
Like
cuando-
tense, yeah, and they don't want to like
Mhm.
show, you know, what
Yeah.
they really
Yeah.
think or how to go about
Feel.
it. So
So,
Okay.
anything else you guys want to add?
Thanks for having us.
how about we never talked about you guys?
Oh, 'cause-
Oh, where'd the
no, don't switch it up on us now.
fuck?
Look, kick,
How do you edit a video?
Now we're gonna put you on the spot, right?
I guess you guys want to ask us questions.
Oh, like I guess low
He's
key
ready.
wants to be interviewed.
I guess. What do you want to see? What do you want to hear?
Title
Like-
it Leo.
Like it's my turn.
I guess.
It's my podcast.
Ask you everything.
Nah, cha.
No, I'm just kidding. No, I get it. You guys obviously did. This is your podcast, so
Third.
Oh, it's more
this is
about you
third
guys.
episode. Yeah, I mean, more of a conversation. type
Yeah,
thing.
conversation.
I do have a really quick question. So, what do you guys want to like go with this podcast? Because I'm new to you guys. I barely met you guys. So, what's
Oh,
your goal
yeah.
with the podcast?
Basically, bring in people and help and showcase other people's work as well.
Mm-hmm.
So like, connect with other people as well, and yeah, just grow
Just
with everybody.
have conversations,
Yeah,
honestly.
conversation. I feel like you get to know more people when you expose yourself to more people.
Mm-hmm.
So you
Oh,
guys,
yeah.
you guys know people that I don't know that I'll probably, enjoy
Connections,
talking to,
yeah.
and
Mhm.
connect with. So exposure.
I just like learning too. On it, like I learned a lot right now.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I love
and we
conversation.
learned from you guys too, like
Mhm.
from the video and everything that you guys were doing. I feel like I like the lighting, all of that, the like the shots or the
We
angles
got a
and
new
everything.
light, by the way.
Like, how's the podcast
Let us
looking?
know if it's too harsh or something.
So
And then
basically,
And then
keep going.
Keep complimenting.
tell us more.
So basically, like, ya se me olvidó.
We
About
tend to
learning,
forget
like-
stuff.
No comieron
Yeah,
nada.
like we learned from each other.
Puro café.
No, pues eso.
Yeah, so basically, like you said, we learn from each other, and yeah, I agree. You are exposed to more people because,
Yeah.
like, and that's why I always like to tag everybody on like social media, hey, if I got these pictures done, this is who did them.
Yeah.
I'm not like, oh, I don't want people to know who did it because then they're gonna go with them. I don't care.
I don't like people like
That's
no,
weird.
because
I like
that's the
credit for my work.
point, you know, like
Yeah.
just how like my clients, whenever they buy a house and they share my picture that I shared of them, you know, like in front of their property or whatever. I like that because then their friends know,
It makes
oh, this
them a part
person,
of it too.
yeah, this person just bought a house with Monica, and then they go ask them, hey, what experience did you have with her? Oh, I had a great experience, and then they come to me, hey, you know, this person worked with you, and I've had that. Like my whole business is basically referrals. So
word to word.
yeah, so yeah,
word of
mouth.
Word of mouth, yeah. So my business is referrals only, and I, you know, that's where I get all my clients from because they refer me to their friends, and then their friends refer me to their friends, and then it just keeps growing.
You guys are trying to do a lot like social media now too, right?
Yeah,
like
we're starting to start getting
because
that
that's
too.
That too also to like help you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like I like to help people as well because I
We help
would like
each
to
other.
have been helped, you know, to
Yeah.
get where
you are.
I'm at right now.
Yeah. Like I have a horse, and I want you to take a picture of, or I want you guys to do like
A video of a horse.
pictures and videos and stuff.
She said me.
I'm allergic, so
Oh yeah,
horses?
we shot a video and I was petting the horse and this guy's like, oh, I'm allergic. I took.
and then the whole day, like, it didn't hit me till like we were leaving, but
You're allergic to horses?
Yeah,
like it just.
Is it like the dust on it?
I don't know. I
El
think
pelo?
it's their little pelos because they have little thin hair and they just get.
But they don't really shed though.
Yeah. And then my eyes get all like red,
puppy?
mocos, and my
Moco.
Hay fever.
That's interesting.
my throat starts closing a little bit, so I start like,
Damn, what the?
yeah.
Yeah, you just bring Benadryl.
Yeah. for that.
Just pop one in.
I like taking pictures of horses. Well. I took a few
Well,
for that guy
I
from
want
the
to be
ranch.
in the picture with the horse.
Actually, yeah, look.
No, like I want
took
like a
one.
picture, like a portrait that I can use with like my social media.
Well, I got
Oh,
you.
that would be nice.
To target
Okay.
like my the
Ranchos.
buyers and ranchos. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Those are nice.
That is beautiful.
Shout out.
You took
Shout
those?
out, Maito. Yeah.
El horse is good. I don't know about
About Maito.
Maito. I don't know Maito.
That's a nice fucking horse. Though. But yeah,
Yeah.
I'm down. I like working with caballitos.
Caballitos. Caballos.
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 So yeah, then I
Yeah,
guess
let's not-
we could end this here. Yeah, just let
You
us
guys want
know.
to plug your
Yeah.
social medias?
Yeah.
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 You kind of have to say.
I thought you were gonna put it on this.
No, yeah.
No, yeah. My Instagram is Monica Navarro Real Estate. That's my business Instagram.
We'll probably link it in the description.
But still say it.
Mine's Liz gives loans on pretty much everything.
And then on Facebook, I'm just Monica Navarro Castro.
Long.
I know, me hicieron agregar el Castro.
For real?
No.
Damn.
I'm just kidding.
And
Liz gives loans. It's on everything, all social
no, but
media.
like your Facebook.
She's the one
Oh.
on
oh,
Facebook.
Oh wait, well yeah, I mean it's just my name, Liz Quintana Romero.
See, that's
What's up with the
on
two
too.
last names?
And then my business page on Facebook is also Liz Gives Loans. That's why I said everything's
Okay.
Liz Gives Loans.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, let us know what you guys thought about this podcast. Let us know if you guys think Leo's gonna buy a house soon.
To be continued. We're gonna make him a homeowner.
Watch them like clip this and send me like 2 years later and I still don't have a house.
If you guys wanna like, if you guys want us to record the process while we're helping him,
Yeah,
we
yeah,
can do that too.
Expose him.
We're gonna record
No,
when
like
he's
I
actually
said,
signing.
we'll talk and because I actually want to, but I need to take the right steps.
No, yeah, we're gonna make you a homeowner.
Damn.
But yeah, so like, subscribe, and comment your
Who you
favorite-
want on next? Too?
Yeah. Also, put somebody who you want on the podcast.
Kanye
And then-
West.
Joe Rogan said maybe, but
Maybe.
No queremos ahorita porque
too much hype, right?
Too much.
pressure.
no podemos, we can't deal with that pressure yet. Yeah, comment your best, the section that you like the best out of this podcast or whatever you thought was funny. And see you guys on the next one.
Or informative.
Or informative.
Mm-hmm.
And just thank you guys for having us. And
For the
yeah,
information.
it was pretty fun.
Yeah. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Okay. Nos vemos.